We're always taught to think our way to an answer, to analyze, to reason, to figure it out. But what if some of the most profound wisdom we can access can't be thought about at all? Today, let's dive into something called the transmission, a way of knowing that actually bypasses your logical mind completely. Not everything needs to be understood to be received. Just let that sit for a second. This idea really goes against our modern impulse to dissect and analyze absolutely everything, doesn't it? It suggests that some truths aren't meant for our intellect at all, but are received in a totally different way. So to really get this, we first have to look at the limits of our own logical minds. What happens when reason and analysis just fall short? Well, that's exactly where another part of us, another faculty we all have, comes into play. I'm sure you have. We've all been there, right? It's that moment where you just know something deep in your bones, but you have no idea how you know it. You can't show your work, you can't lay out the steps. That gut feeling, that little intuitive hit, that's exactly the territory we're talking about. Okay, so here's the core difference. Think of it this way. The mind's logic needs proof. It's analytical, it's linear, it wants to see all the puzzle pieces laid out. But the soul's wisdom, that's different. It's holistic. It operates on a feeling of resonance, of rightness. It doesn't analyze the pieces, it just recognizes the whole picture all at once. So that brings us to the soul's reception. If this kind of wisdom isn't coming through our logical, thinking brain, then how do we get it? How does it arrive? Well, this is what the transmission is all about. It's basically wisdom that transcends any kind of explanation. It's an insight that you can't intellectualize or break down into bullet points. It's something that can only be felt. And this line just illustrates the whole idea perfectly. Let that sink in for a moment. Some truths bypass the mind and land directly in the soul. It's not about learning something new. It's more like remembering or recognizing a truth that on some level you already know. So what does this wisdom actually feel like when it arrives? What's its texture? That's what this idea of channeled clarity is all about. It describes the unique quality and the energy of these insights. Okay, check this out. The tone is described as both mystical and grounded. Now, that sounds like a contradiction, right? But it's not. The insight feels otherworldly, maybe a little magical, but at the same time, it's intensely practical and useful. And the energy, that's the channeled clarity. It just cuts right through all the mental noise with a message that's super clear and potent. And this right here is the key to its power. See, this kind of wisdom isn't just for meditating on a cushion or for deep contemplation. It's meant to be used. It gives you this profound insight, that's the mystical part, but it also shows you a clear path forward, the grounded part, that actually calls for you to do something. So this brings up a really practical question. When is this kind of wisdom most useful? When should we really be listening for it? Well, it's best for those spiritual downloads, those sudden, deep insights that just seem to pop in out of nowhere. It's for intuitive guidance when you're at a crossroads and logic can't help. It's for those huge paradigm shifts that totally change your worldview, and for teachings that expand your consciousness, giving you a much bigger picture of reality. And let's be clear, this isn't about small life hacks or minor tweaks. The transmission is often the vehicle for truly transformational, game-changing ideas, the kind of aha moments that can literally change the course of a life, a community, or maybe even a culture. All right, so the big question, how do we get more of this in our lives? Our final section is about exactly that. How do we open the channel and become more receptive to this incredible wisdom? And here's the beautiful, kind of funny paradox. It's not about trying harder, it's actually about letting go. The two steps are really simple. First, you have to create space. That means quieting the mental chatter, maybe through meditation or a walk in nature, or even just sitting in silence. And second, when an insight does arrive, just let the message breathe. Don't immediately jump on it to analyze it or judge it. Just let it be. This quote just captures the whole essence of it, doesn't it? Whether we're talking about the design of your day or the design of your mind, creating that spaciousness is what allows these subtle, powerful messages to actually be heard and understood on their own terms. So, we'll end with this question for you to really think about. In a world that prizes intellect, data, and proof, what might change for you if you gave equal weight to the wisdom you feel in your bones? What if the most important messages we ever receive aren't the ones we think,
but the ones we receive.